Hello, friends. Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir has been in the news recently because of widespread mass protests and rioting across the region. The territory has been in a strange twilight zone from a political standpoint ever since Pakistan invaded and occupied it in 1947. Pakistan has not absorbed it as a full blown province, nor is it a sovereign state. It is a pseudo independent territory called Azad Kashmir by the Pakistanis, complete with a president, a prime minister, and a cabinet, all of whom are puppets controlled by the Pakistani army generals in Rawalpindi and funded by the political establishment in Islamabad. The areas further north, known as Gilgit Baltistan, are in a similar state of political limbo, as they are not officially part of Pakistan either, but they're still controlled by the Pakistani establishment. These areas have not been integrated into Pakistan, as the Pakistanis still hope that what they call the quote unquote Kashmir dispute will one day be resolved according to the UN resolutions passed in the late 1940s. And the so called Azad Kashmir, Gilgit Baltistan, the Indian Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, as well as the Indian Union Territory of Ladakh, will one day become part of Pakistan. The unrest in Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir has been brewing for some time now and is a result of long term political discrimination against the residents of the region, as I've described, along with several economic and social welfare issues. There are widespread food shortages in the area now. Inflation is running at almost 40%, and the people there are agitating for subsidies on wheat and other essential items. Hydroelectric power generated in the area at a low cost is sold to its people at exorbitant rates. Infrastructure, for example, roads, hospitals, and educational institutions. Infrastructure is woefully inadequate and remains far behind what one sees in the Indian Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The political leadership in POK is busy lining its own pockets and enjoying the perks of office, quite unconcerned about the plight of the people whose interests it is supposed to represent. With all the protests and unrest across Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir, there's been quite a bit of renewed buzz in the Indian media about how the territory is legally a part of India and how India will quote unquote take it back from Pakistani control. Indian Home Minister Amit Shah, Defense Minister Rajnath Singh, and the Foreign Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar have all made statements in this regard. It is often mentioned that there is a resolution passed by the Indian Parliament during Prime Minister PV Narasimha Rao's tenure on taking POK back. This issue seems to have even become a bit of a talking point in the ongoing campaign for the parliamentary election. I personally would like nothing better than the entire erstwhile princely state of Jammu and Kashmir being integrated again and being brought back under Indian administration as a full fledged part of the Indian Union. While the prospect of this happening makes for exciting press or increasing ratings for TV news and talk shows, a bit of a reality check is needed here, considering the actual situation on the ground in the region. From a historical standpoint, Nehru's move to establish Indian control over Kashmir in 1947 depended almost completely on political support from Sheikh Abdullah. Abdullah's political base and the area of influence of his National Conference Party was largely restricted to the valley of Kashmir. The area now called quote unquote Azad Kashmir by the Pakistanis was not a region where Sheikh Abdullah was popular. The key leader from that region was a lawyer and politician from the Punch area by the name of Sardar Muhammad Ibrahim Khan, and he led a party called the Muslim Conference. While Abdullah was in favor of the state of Jammu and Kashmir becoming a part of India, Ibrahim Khan was equally keen on the state becoming a part of Pakistan. Following the Pakistani invasion of Kashmir in October 1947, Hari Singh, the ruler of the state, acceded to India. Ibrahim Khan, however, remained an important political figure in Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir for many years after that. The political work done by Ibrahim Khan and other politicians from the Muslim conference paved the way for the Pakistanis taking over and entrenching themselves firmly in what they now call Azad Kashmir. No political leader there is allowed to be in a position of power unless he asserts that all of Jammu and Kashmir will one day be incorporated into Pakistan. From an ethnic and cultural perspective, the makeup of Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir is quite different from that of the Kashmir Valley. The Kashmiri language is predominant in the valley, but across the line of control, it is a language of less than 5% of the population. The main ethnic groups there are Gujars, Sudans, Jats, Rajputs, etc. They speak various dialects of Pahadi, Dogri, Gujari, Potwari, Mirpuri, Hindko, and even Punjabi. And while the population there is almost 100% Muslim, there is very little in common culturally or linguistically between the residents of Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir and the Indian Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Keep in mind too that the current protests in POK, which have created a huge buzz in the Indian media, are based primarily on economic factors, not political factors. One may hear the odd, muted slogan in favor of independence or Azadi, or in favor of the territory becoming a part of India. But given the religious and political makeup of the region since 1947, it is quite unlikely that a population brainwashed by jihadi propaganda, as well as one influenced by extremists cultivated by Pakistan, would be in favor of throwing their lot in with the Kashmiris on the Indian side. If one looks at the military angle, the Indian Army is firmly in place in defensive positions along the line of control or the LOC, which snakes over hills and high ridges in Kashmir, making it a strong line of defense against incursions from the Pakistani side. A military takeover of territory under another country's control and integration of its residents into another nation state is an idea from the past, and it is no longer viewed as a serious prospect by any country in this day and age, no matter how powerful it is. Even if the area now under Pakistani control was to somehow become a part of India through military means, it would be quite difficult and expensive for India to establish a strong, long term defensive line along the border of the old princely state of Jammu and Kashmir in a fashion similar to that along the current LOC. As of today, it is quite well understood among foreign policy circles that India is largely a status quo power, satisfied with its current position, and unwilling to rock the boat as far as Kashmir is concerned. Indian politicians may make some noises in the media and also make symbolic gestures like reserving seats in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly for future members from Pakistan occupied Kashmir. But it really is difficult to envision a situation where anything changes significantly on the ground there. Some activists from Pakistan occupied Kashmir who are currently based in the West and some talking heads in the Indian media have asked why India is not intervening in the current situation in POK. Given the factors I've described to you, along with the long record of unrest in the Kashmir Valley, and the fact that things seem to finally be on the right path there, rushing in headlong into this temporary unrest in POK is hardly in India's national interest. POK activists, media hotheads in India, and Indians in general may want to be careful about advocating for aggressive action from India on POK. Because, as the saying goes, be careful what you wish for, you may just get it. If you like the material I shared today, give this video a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to this channel for more content like this. Until next time, take care.